Hey guys, WoodenFin1 here, back at it again for another Thomas Wooden Railway layout video. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to show this one off to you guys. This is the April 2025 Wooden Railway layout video, and there's a lot to talk about on here. Now, full disclosure, this probably isn't one of my favorite layouts, but it definitely has some great features I want to talk about. So, without further ado, let's just dive into it at where we usually start, aka with Thomas. Yep, now Thomas is with Annie and Clarabelle, and he's actually at a new item I just got recently, the transfer table. It's a pretty cool piece, very big, very hard to, conventionally find a way to make this work on a real railway, but for a Thomas Wooden Railway layout, no, it definitely does the trick. I love this piece. Thomas's line is going this way, and we're gonna follow Thomas's line for a while, and then we'll see where this other line leads. But yeah, so if we go straight down Thomas's line, we see it comes to this switch and a signal where Stepney is, and Stepney is pulling a train of boxcars. And if we follow Stepney's line, you can see it goes through the Archstone Tunnel, which goes to a curve. You see the little house there from the 3-in-1 building pack. We see it leads into the coaling station. Now, the coaling station's an item I've had for a while. I've definitely used it in videos before, but I've never featured it on a wooden railway layout before, so it's very awesome to feature that here. We can see Douglas is at the coaling station right now, and another building is right over there. But yeah, so if we follow Douglas's line, we see the Glenox Switch Tower, which is another fairly new item I've gotten recently. And yeah, this is another cool piece too. See it can switch its track. It's basically an action track switch, but a little cooler. But yeah, if we go onto its little siding right here real quick, we can see it leads to Bill and Ben, well, Ben's line specifically, in the little yard area for the sawmill and dumping depot. Now, little story, I probably should wait till I get over here, but we're fine. So, this siding is actually a little homage to what I wanted to do on the original layout. This layout's pretty much the same all around, but there are a few changes, this being one of them. So, this track didn't originally end in a siding, and this siding didn't originally exist. It was supposed to loop around and kind of converge into the the dumping depot, but I couldn't make it work. There wasn't a track the perfect size. You guys, any wooden railway fan, you guys know that struggle when building a layout. You can't find the right size track. Oh, it was a shame. So, yeah, I added this siding as a last minute homage to be oh yeah, I guess they just never finished the siding. That's the little joke, and now I'm sure Ben's probably throwing cargo cars at Lorry 1. And there's Lorry 1. But yeah, we got a little sidetrack there. Let's go back to the main path now. But yeah, you can see Ben's line here. You know, he can either go into the main line or puff into the siding. But yeah, so if we go up the ascending track, we see the top of the sawmill. And as usual, Henry is here, you know, working hard, dropping off logs, even though there are no logs here. Whoops. But yeah, Henry goes along the Archstone Viaduct and down the hill to another one of the 3-in-1 building packs, the signal box. This is probably my favorite one. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, you can see there's a few switches here. You know what? We're gonna go down this line. We can see Splatter and Dodge pulling the aquarium cars, because of course they are. And if you go down this line, we see another switch. And really quick, we're just gonna go down this line. And you can see those adapter track pieces. Those came in clutch, actually. Those are a perfect weird extra size piece. Not extra, I don't know how to describe it. It's just a unique size straight piece, which can actually come in handy. So that's awesome. That saved me. But anyways, God, I keep talking. We actually loop back to the transfer table where Thomas is. Now, if we go back to this set of points right here and keep going straight, we see a monster, just a monster. I don't know who this is or what this is, but he's pulling the breakdown train. Yeah, this is the old style battery powered engines are creepy. But yeah, going past this area right here, past the transfer table, we pass James with the breakdown train and keep going back to that set of points that Thomas and Stepney were at earlier. And you can see Neil's here with a troublesome truck. Love Neil. And yeah, that's basically the first portion of the layout. Yeah, so this is the outer loop area. And as you can see with the transfer table right here, there's an inner loop, which is really neat. I love that there's kind of like two running lines, sort of. This is like the closest model train aesthetic I'll ever feel like I've done with Wooden Railway. But yeah, oh my gosh, I was focused. So yeah, if Thomas was to go on the other line over here, let's see where it'd lead him. So if you go around this really sharp curve, you see the windmill here, as well as Diesel pulling the scrap cars. Now Diesel's line converges into a crossing. We'll come back to the crossing later, but if we go through the crossing, we see Edward and Harold. And Edward is actually blocking a switch. If we could go into the switch real quick, we see Bill is actually on the other line of the sawmill. Again, I really I tried, yeah, see with the switch here and trying to like converge it all together. There was a method to my madness, but unfortunately it didn't all pan out. But that's okay. That's the joy of building these wooden railway layouts. But yeah, no, so yeah, Bill is on this little side path right here with Edward and his tankers. So if you keep following Edward's line, it's just a straight line that, yep, there's a signal and a set of points. And we're gonna go down this set of points real quick. As you can see, there's Toad and obviously Oliver, and they're at the grain loader. Now, fun fact, the grain loader is actually the last destination I put on here. Like, it was a very last minute choice. I just noticed I had space. I saw I wanted to make a little loop, and I was like, huh, you know, I guess the grain loader would possibly work here, and thankfully I had enough room. It did. Grain loader's an awesome piece. Hey guys, watch this. Oh, that's awesome. Yep. I know how to make it work. Old meme. But anyways, yeah, so Oliver and Toad are at the grain loader just doing their work. And as you can see, Oliver's line, this is basically just a very long siding, but as you can see, sharp curves right into the coaling plant where Fred is, and it ends in buffers. Originally ended in ramps, and originally was supposed to go there, but yep, that's the gist of this very long siding. I like how the siding turned out, honestly. It's I don't want to say one of my favorite parts, but I really do like this. It can make like a really fun runaway, like Busy Going Backwards remake, except he crashes in the coal station. But anyways, enough sidetracking. Literally, oh my god. Back on the main line, you see a little stop sign, and of course the fire truck. You go around another sharp curve. A lot of sharp curves on this layout. Yeah, so you see the mail train, and if you go to the stop and go signal station, you see it's being pulled by... Oh no, what happened to you? Yeah, another battery powered engine. Yeah, they have a nice charm to them, but God, this is... Yeah, so as we can see here, the Edwards line leads to a V-switch with the stop and go station and water tower, and Percy and Toby are here along with Lady Hat and Sir Topham. And if you keep going past the V-switch, you see Lady right here, and it goes back to the stop and go, the transfer table. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we're actually not done yet. We're almost done, but yeah, if we keep going down back to Lady and go to Toby's line, we'll see he's at the water tower, but we'll also see that his line will converge back here to the main line, or like the outer loop section, which is a really neat like little tie-up. I like that there's a few points of access on this layout for sure. I don't like how you're kind of locked into this middle loop if you somehow get there, but you know, overall not really. I mean, you don't really have to overthink it. It's a Thomas Wooden Railway layout, but a really cool one nonetheless. But with that being said, guys, I think I've actually covered everything. I didn't think I would have done that so quick. Wow. Let's get an overhead look. Yeah, no, I think we did it all. I mean, I'm sure you guys will let me know if I missed anything in the comments, right? Right? You guys would do that. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, guys, I definitely had a lot of fun making this layout. It was great to get some of these old characters on here, and a lot of my new destinations. I'm so glad I got to show those off and finally incorporate them. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely had a lot of frustrations with, like, track pieces and fitting certain things in certain places and all that, but that's the gist of it. That's the beauty of making these Wooden Railway layout videos. I certainly have fun with it, and I hope you guys have fun watching it, you know? So yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. What'd you think of this layout? What'd you like? What'd you not like? What do you want to see next time? I'm always down to know. But in the meantime, guys, WoodenFan1 signing out, saying have a great day, everybody. And if you celebrate Easter, because that's coming soon, like pretty soon, like 2 days from now, have a happy Easter. But in the meantime, guys, like I said, peace out. Have a great day, everyone. WoodenFan1, signing out.